3-year public inquiry into former President Yahya Jammeh's 22 years in power. It handed over its report to President Adama Barrow and recommended prosecutions for killings, torture and other abuses committed during Mr. Jammeh's tenure. But the findings were not made public, possibly because there was a presidential election just 9 days away. Well, today, the newly re-elected President Barrow has revealed what is in the report. And we have on the line with us now the Justice Minister, Mr. Dauda Jalloh, to tell us more. Mr. Jalloh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So tell me, what's in the report, very briefly? How bad is it?
Well, the report contains what the public are eager to hear, mainly recommendations for prosecution of certain individuals that were involved in committing some of these atrocities between 1994 to end of 2016. Of course, there are other recommendations for institutional reform and other kind of reparations and compensations for the victims.
Yes, but of course, the primary, the biggest name that kept coming up was former President Jammeh, his instructions, the people who worked under him, and atrocities they carried out. What is in the report on that?
President Jammeh and a lot of his accomplices have been recommended to be prosecuted for a myriad of offenses, ranging from torture, murder, enforced disappearances, sexual offenses, and so on and so forth. Extensively, he's been found culpable for a lot of offenses.
And so what does this now mean? Will you be starting proceedings to have him tried, brought back to the Gambia and tried?
Government have, let's say, 6 months from the date of submission of the report, now 5 months, to study the report and come up with a white paper. And that white paper will inform the general public as to the position of government on each and every recommendation contained in the report.
Does the government of the Gambia have the desire to bring back President Jammeh, who still has a large shadow over the country?
Whether he will be brought back to Gambia or somewhere else, government is committed to ensuring that justice is served. Whether this will involve bringing Jammeh back to Gambia or he's going to face justice elsewhere, this is yet to be determined.
What about other people who were fingered in this report? Many of them are still in the Gambia. Will that now give the government the appetite for going for these ones as well?
Well, today I announced that those that are within the Gambia and believe they are entitled to some form of amnesty, they are given up to 14 days from today to apply to the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission for a recommendation for an amnesty. The commission will study their application and advise government whether some of these individuals are entitled to some form of amnesty or otherwise. Those that are entitled to amnesty, of course, government will consider recommendation. And those that are not going to benefit from amnesty will face justice.
Could you give us some details about what former President Jammeh has been found culpable of in this report?
Like I said, murder. Like I said, sexual offenses, rape, disappearance of individuals, and so on and so forth.
Will you be doing anything, because this is a reparations commission report as well, in terms of the people who were victims of the abuses perpetrated by the Jammeh regime? Will you be giving them what sort of compensation will you be giving to them?
Of course, yes. Compensation have even already begun by the TRRC, and I am going to set up a new body created by statute, hopefully early next year, that will succeed the TRRC to look into only compensation and reparation issues. We're going to set up a victims compensation fund to be administered by independent body that will continue to administer compensation and reparation to the victims.
And briefly, what sort of reaction has there been from victims of the Jammeh regime?
They were with us here at the hotel where this press conference was being held. I think they're pleased with the move of government to make this report public at this point. Together with us, we will all continue to study the report, and of course, government is available for their input into the white paper that will be coming out in 5 months' time.
Thank you very much indeed. That was the Justice Minister of the Gambia, Mr. Dauda Jalloh, talking about the Truth and Reconciliation Commission report, which has now been revealed to the public for the first time. Let's go.